Hello, you're watching Journey with Jordana, helping you take the next step in your journey towards your future. I hope you're doing well. Come on in and take a seat on the counseling couch because today we are talking about vocational trade schools and community colleges. Don't click off yet because whether you're going to one or not, this video is for you. Because every single year, without fail, I see adults come up to a group of students, ask them, hey guys, where is it that you're going for college? And the kids who are going to four-year schools probably just rattle off the schools that they're going to, but I see the panic in eyes of the kids who are going to vocational and trade schools. They either mumble their answers really quickly and get out of there, or I see them as they're watching. The answers are going around the circle, and before it can even come to them, they find a reason to escape that conversation and get out of there so that way they don't have to answer. And not only is it heartbreaking to see somebody feel such shame about their own future, but it's disturbing to think that we as a society would be making people feel this way. We obviously need a major overhaul. So not today, not here. Instead, if that's you, claps for you. That's right, claps for you for succeeding, passing your classes in an educational system that's not designed to celebrate you.
We're giving you your flowers if you're going to community college, vocational, or trade school.
If you're not going, give them their flowers. If you know somebody who's going, give them their flowers because they have succeeded in an educational system that is not designed for them. There are 8 types of intelligence, and yet most schools do not even appreciate or invest in all 8 types of intelligence. So as a result, everybody who falls outside of the ones that are acknowledged ends up feeling like they're a little bit less than, when that's not even the case. Maybe you're not going to a 4-year college because you couldn't care less about Dante's Inferno. That's not your passion, but you know what is your passion? Saving lives. As an EMT, a fireman, a nurse. You want to add beauty and organization to this world in culinary arts or cosmetology or medical records technology. Maybe you want to support others in paralegal studies. Maybe you want to serve as an essential worker, the foundation of our society in law enforcement, auto mechanics, aviation, HVAC repair. I could go on and on. The point is, you have talents and abilities yet to be fully recognized. Because up until this point, unless you have shop classes, you haven't really had a chance to shine and be recognized for your intelligence. You might even be struggling right now because you're like, let's not exaggerate intelligence, but it's time. It's time for you to be appreciated. In the same way that no kind or open-minded person looks at someone from another culture and goes, ew, no one should be looking down on you, including yourself. Your life choices deserve respect. And that is why I say that community colleges, trade schools, and vocational schools are like Korean barbecue. Yes, I know, I'm being hilarious, but I promise you, by the end of this video, not only do I hope that I prove my point to you, but I want you to never, ever again mumble underneath your breath your plans and where you plan to go to school. I don't want you to ever feel like you need to avoid a certain group of people or avoid conversations because you don't want to have to talk about who you are and what you're doing. No. By the time I finish this video, my goal is that you would feel confident, secure, proud of who you are, what you're doing, what your plan is, that you would be ready to shout it from the mountaintops. Like, what? Yes, this is me. Yes, this is what I'm doing. Check, check, check. Give me mine. Yes. Seriously, let's get into it. We lived in Korea for a couple of years and I loved every bit of it, including Korean barbecue. Point number 1. Korean barbecue offers friendly service with a smile. The first time that we went for Korean barbecue, I could not read the menu. It was not in English, it was in Korean. I didn't have any idea what to do. But you know what they did? They welcomed me with a smile and told me to come right on in. In the same way, trade schools, vocational schools, community colleges, they have open admissions, meaning that if you graduate high school, you're pretty much in. Just apply. The first time we went for Korean barbecue, I was clueless. Like I said, I had no idea what to do. We're just sitting there staring at everything on the table in front of us like, what do we do now? And the staff came over to us and asked us, do we need any help? We're like, yeah, we don't know what to do. How does this work? And sure enough, not only did he come over and turn on our stove for us, but he cooked all of our meats for us, showed us how to do it ourselves, and then thereon, we were able to do it ourselves for the next round. He checked on us to make sure we were doing it right. In the same way, there are some vocational and trade schools where even if you haven't even finished high school, they'll help you get your GED so that you can then progress from there to study a particular field. And some community colleges offer remedial courses so that you can catch up on anything that was maybe a weakness in high school so that again, you can enter in and get your associate's degree. And like Korean barbecue, your teachers are professionals. They know what to do, they show you how to do it, it's hands-on learning, and then you're able to do it yourself. Number 2, vocational schools, community colleges, and trade schools are a lot like Korean barbecue because you only get exactly what you want wrapped up in a nice, neat program. Now, if that doesn't sound like Korean barbecue, I don't know what does. They offer career-specific programs and degrees where you only study what it is that you're interested in. So that could be cosmetology, firefighting, dental hygiene, nursing, aviation, etc.
Then I wrap it together and I eat it. But you don't need to watch me eat it because I'm messing with it.
Only what you need for your career. No extra math, no extra English, just what you need. Number 3, Korean barbecue, at least the ones that I've been to, have been all you can eat. Oh my goodness, like all you can eat. Whatever it is that you like eating, you can have as much of it as you want. You stay as long as you want, eating and eating and eating. Yes, I'm sure you can tell that I love eating. But it's great like that. And in the same way, you decide how much you want to learn at a community college, vocational, or trade school, how deep you want to go. You can take courses on campus or you can take them online. You can complete your degree in months or you can take up to 2 years. You can choose a program where you get an associate's degree or you can choose a program where more often than not, you get a certification. It's up to you. And remember that the main point is to get a job. So specifically at a vocational or trade school, a lot of times your credits are not going to transfer over to another institution. But that's not the point. The point is for you to get a job, not to continue on for more schooling, though you can do that at a community college. What about that? Do you know that there's so many people who aren't sure exactly what it is that they want to do? And then there are other people who say that they're sure, and then once they get into their 4-year college, they switch their major 2 or 3 more times after that. But you actually know what it is that you want to do, and you're ready to get into it? Claps for you again. Can I tell you, that is not the norm. It sure wasn't for me. A lot of students range from completely confused to just a little bit uncertain about the path that they're taking. And that's why you don't fit in. And that's why people quite often don't know how to respond when you tell them what it is that you want to do. Because they only know one way of doing things, but you're doing it your way, you will be successful. You deserve all the respect and appreciation of being in another culture because you're not the norm. So if someone doesn't get what it is that you're trying to do, that's their ignorance because it's not their culture, it's not their path, but it still looks good on you. They're coming to you with some other restaurant when you're Korean barbecue. It's not the same, it's apples and oranges. They just don't get it, but you're still great. Ooh, did you know this about Korean barbecue places? There's no tip. Yeah, not a part of the culture at all. There's no tipping in Korean restaurants. You just pay your food and be out. Likewise, most community colleges don't have dorms, just not a part of the culture. You can usually commute from home because it's a local school, but because community colleges are offered at your local level and your state level, there are some that tend to be further away, and in that case, those few community colleges actually do have dorms. So that is an option, but in general, not a part of the culture. And I know that when you hear that, you might feel like you're missing out because in every movie and every TV show, when people go away to college, they go away to college. So it just feels like if you're not in a dorm, you're not doing it right. But Melissa Korn, reporter for the Wall Street Journal, once said, and I quote, 40% of college students are now attending part-time. That's a huge shift over the past few decades. You have people who go to commuter schools. They go to school at night. They go to school online. They don't live in ivy-covered dorms. It's just not the way college is now for most people, end quote. So at a school where most people are commuting, trust and believe. They found other ways to create community and fun other than staying in a dorm. So be proud of your new culture, enjoy it, and create your own experience. Next, one of the amazing things about Korean barbecue is the price. Like, you pay one price and you get all of this food. But even amongst the restaurants, the prices can vary, and so can the meats. And there are differences between community colleges, vocational, and trade schools too. Vocational and trade schools are often private and they're for profit, so they tend to cost more than community colleges. And like I said, their credits don't usually transfer anywhere else. It's primarily to get your certification. Community colleges also offer career-specific education, but they also offer associate's degrees so that you can complete your 2 years to get your associate's degree, and then you can transfer to a 4-year school and do your last 2 years there. Community colleges also tend to be state funded, so there's an understanding they won't go above a certain amount regarding price. Like in New York City, I think it's $3,150 per year. So if you're planning to go to a 4-year college, you should know that going to a 2-year college and then transferring to a 4-year college costs less than if you went straight to a 4-year college and paid that higher tuition for all 4 years. That's a deal right there. Also, some community colleges have really great programs where in some states, if you finish a program in a community college, they will automatically accept you into the state's 4-year college. Or they have programs and supports that take you from your 2-year college, help you to transfer to your 4-year college, and make sure that you graduate and succeed. Lastly, it's a different culture, so of course, some things are going to be lost in translation. Like, what kind of meat is this? What exactly is it that I'm eating? Like, if you came to me before I moved to Korea and said to me, hey, do you want some pork belly? I'd be like, no thanks, not really. But can I tell you, I love it. I love it. I love it. So you're gonna have to do your research. You're gonna have to ask some questions. There's some things that are not gonna be clear up front. Different schools have different priorities, different financial aid practices, different levels of support. You're gonna have to do your research, but you can find something that you love, something that fits you perfectly. So there you have it. Community colleges, vocational schools, trade schools are a lot like Korean barbecue. It's a new and different culture from all the other restaurants onto its own. The most important thing that I want you to get from this though is that you are seen, you are valued, and the plan for your life at a vocational or trade school or community college is just as great as it would be at any other institution. Don't buy into that lie that you are less than or that you're missing out. You are not. We appreciate all that you will contribute to our great society. So go, be great, be proud, pursue your passion with dignity and dedication. And you're not alone. Life is a journey and I am here with you. You have my full respect and support. So try it out. Try saying it proudly. Drop your school in the comments and we'll congratulate you. So if you know somebody who's going to a community college, vocational school, trade school, share this with them, encourage them, let them know that you see them, you appreciate them, you respect them, and you believe that they're gonna do great things. Thanks so much for watching Journey with Jordana. Subscribe for more videos on the college application process, getting to and through college, and click that notification bell and check all so that you'll be notified the next time a video is posted. Thanks. See you later.
I'm Jordana. I've been a college counselor, college admissions rep, and adjunct professor while married into the military. I've lived in New York City, Savannah, Alabama, and even Korea with my husband and 2 baby boys. I don't know where we're moving next, but I do know that counseling teens towards their future has stayed the passion of my heart. So that's how I got to be here right now with you, helping you take the next step in your journey towards your future. Hello! Come on in and take a seat on the counseling couch.
Yes, I'm being serious.